What's up guys, my name's Spartan and welcome back to my tower. This is episode 18 of my Tour My Tower video series. This is a series where I go through the ins and outs of my tower, show you guys the different upgrades that we're working on, the different things that we're doing, etc. Basically, in today's video, I have a lot to talk with you guys about. Like, when I say a lot, I know I say that in every video, but I actually mean it this time. It's a lot, guys. So without further ado, let's start in the stats page. So, currently sitting at 2.37 quadrillion lifetime earned coins. Slowly working our way up to 2.5Q lifetime earned coins, and yeah, just kind of trucking along with that. In terms of my milestones, I've mainly been farming tier 9 still to this day, and recently, the past couple days, been experimenting a little bit with tier 10, as I now am able to get basically the same amount of overall coins as my tier 9 runs. I'm currently just kind of weighing if it's worth the potential loss of cells, so more than likely I'll end up updating you guys in next week's episode on how that ended up going. Let's go ahead and start this off in the workshop. So first and foremost, I'm still running my Orbless Devo strategy. I've got all of the sort of stuff set up for that here. As you can see, I'm doing a free upgrade Orbless Devo strategy, aka FU to max. So I've been enjoying this strategy quite a bit. It's yielded me pretty good coins and kind of combined best of both worlds in terms of like Orb Devo yielding really good coins, but requiring a lot more attention, and Blender, where you don't make near as many coins, but you also don't even have to look at the game. So it kind of combines the pros of both of those strategies into one little nice, neat strategy that I've been really enjoying recently. In terms of my enhancements, I did just respec after the tournament here, so this is what I'm looking at currently. I have my coin bonus as high as it's ever been, so I'm going to see if I end up regretting that or not, but hopefully it will yield some pretty good coins. In terms of my ultimate weapons, oh boy, I'm just going to show you guys. So we unlocked all of the ultimate weapons. We now have Poison Swamp. It is just a little baby Poison Swamp. And yeah, I was actually gifted a stone pack during my most recent tournament stream a couple hours ago, and that allowed me to get Poison Swamp and unlock a Golden Combo. So I now have Golden Combo unlocked. And I'm going to be very curious to see over the next week how my coin income kind of changes. And best believe I'm going to be updating you guys all along the way throughout these progress videos. I think my current plan is to more than likely just start working on Golden Combo, try to get a few levels into that, and then probably end up working on Poison Swamp a little bit, and eventually landing on saving up for Chrono Loop to go ahead and unlock that. I think that that's my current plan. But it's all going to start with making sure that my Golden Tower is as decked out as it possibly can be, so that I can actually maximize on this Ultimate Weapon Plus. And that's actually going to cover the workshop, so let's go ahead and talk about modules. So a lot has actually happened with modules. I know it may not look like it, but a lot of good stuff has been happening. First of all, we did pull an Ancestral Negative Mass Projector. Probably not going to use this anytime soon, but I have it available, which is great. Not going to complain about that at all. I also got an Ancestral Singularity Harness, which you guys may have actually seen during my more recent testing video that I did, where I kind of compared Galaxy Compressor, Singularity Harness, and Black Hole Digester. But I did use my Ancestral Singularity Harness for that test. In terms of like module effects, a few things have kind of changed. My Dimension Core, I took off the common Chain Lightning damage and ended up putting a Chain Lightning chance that is rare. Obviously, eventually I'm going to try to get something mythic on here, but really my mythic modules are not really the biggest concern at the moment, as I kind of need to work on my Ancestrals. My Sharp Fortitude, I've slowly been trying to work on upping the health regen, eventually up to Ancestral, but we'll see. It definitely has helped me a ton during my farming runs in terms of getting more waves. I think overall, before I started using Sharp Fortitude and was using Anti-Cube Portal, I believe my average waves on tier 9 were somewhere between like 7,800 and 8,000. Whereas now, my all-time best waves with my 2-star Sharp Fortitude are now 9,300 waves in tier 9, and I'm currently averaging around 8,500 to 9,000 waves. So that is really, really great. My Galaxy compressor, nothing's really changed here. I would like to eventually try to roll some of these other effects and try to really just deck out my Galaxy compressor, as this is probably one of my favorite modules that I have, but more than likely I'm going to try to finish out my Astral Deliverance. I did get a 1-star, so that is really great for my tournament runs, for my farming as well, and I'm slowly working on getting the stats good for this. So I've got the Ancestral Crit Factor, Super Crit Multiplier, and Crit Chance at the moment, which takes me to 102% crit, which is great. And that's actually going to cover modules. Let's go ahead and talk about the labs. So in the labs, my lab 1, you guys already know. I don't even need to say it, but I'm going to say it. Lab speed. I am permanently maxing lab speed. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the right choice or that's what you should do, but that's what I'm choosing to do because this is my tower and I want to max lab speed. So yeah, I said early on that I believe that it might be a gamble, but I think it's going to really impact me for the better in the long run, just going ahead and perma-labbing lab speed. But that being said, just be aware if you choose to also max lab speed, once you get to, I believe, level 91, going from 92 to 99 basically takes as long as it takes you to go from level 1 to level 91. So just keep that in mind. It is a grind once you get into the high levels. But I don't care. I'm maxing it because that's what I want to do. In terms of Lab 2, we're still working on chronofield duration. Surprise, surprise, surprise. We almost are done though. We've got basically probably 3 weeks left if I keep it on ×4, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know, we'll see. If I end up saving enough gems, I might gem rush it. Honestly, it's very tempting, but more than likely I'm gonna end up saving for a card slot. In terms of Lab 3 through 5, basically kind of floating back and forth between finishing out my Econ Ultimate Weapon labs and then working almost exclusively on modules for the foreseeable future. I believe I'll get some good value out of working on these module labs because I have, quite frankly, just neglected them up to this point. So I think it's going to be pretty good to go ahead and just max these out. And at that point, I think that I'm more than likely going to start working on damage labs yet again to start prepping for Glass Cannon. I would love to eventually work towards Glass Cannon. I love the idea of the build. I think it sounds really, really cool. And I'm super excited to take you guys along the ride with me as I try to pursue this. But that basically wraps it up for the labs. Let's go ahead and talk about the cards. So in terms of my cards, not a whole lot has changed. I am going to start saving up for a card slot. So I'm 1,000 gems so far out of 4,500 gems. So I need 3,500 more, and then I'll be able to get my 17th card slot. I really would like to eventually get to around 18 or 19 maybe, but I think if I get to 17, that'll really help me out with my tournaments so that I'm not having to like toggle through a bunch of different cards and switch things out during the run. I will more or less kind of just get to set it and forget it. And I also think it'll help me for my farming runs a little bit so that maybe I can equip some of these other things like Energy Shield or Second Wind, different things like that. Oh, and also another thing with the cards, I have my second mastery. Fortress. So, yeah, Fortress Mastery. If you were curious about what Fortress Mastery does, it gives you reduced wall rebuild time. So, really actually not a bad card mastery in terms of my Legends tournaments, because the reduced time for the wall rebuild is definitely helpful when you need every second of wall rebuild time as possible, trying to make sure to get your wall up, which basically in Legends tournaments just acts as another energy shield. So that's kind of the reason that I wanted to get it, but more so I ended up getting this one in particular because a stone pack was purchased for me on the contingency that I had to get Fortress Mastery. Shout out to Dark22. A lot of you guys probably already know Dark, but he loves Fortress and he also loves Poison Swamp. So he wanted me to get Fortress Mastery. And Dark, if you're watching this, I just want you to know I do not regret it whatsoever. Fortress Mastery is freaking good. But anyway, that is going to wrap up cards. Let's go ahead and talk about my tournament performance. So we're currently in a tournament right now, and I actually just hit, so far, my all-time best in terms of both wave and rank. I have 380 waves, which my previous best was 372, and my all-time best rank, assuming that nobody passes me last minute, will be rank 14. And what that means is we might be getting keys tonight. And if we get keys tonight, that will put us at 4 keys, which gets us that much closer to eventually starting to unlock some of this stuff. Starting to work towards upgrading our harmony tree, which I think is the tree that I'm going to start with. I think that in the vault, both of these are definitely really good, but I feel like I'll get a lot more value out of kind of working on my harmony tree. Like getting the enhancement discounts, getting the reroll shard discounts, getting card slots, like a whole bunch of different stuff. There's auto activate demon mode. Like that's freaking awesome. So like I said, more than likely this is the route that I'm going to go. Just kind of work up the harmony tree quite a while, and yeah, we'll go from there. But in terms of my goals for tournaments, really up to this point, it has solely been staying in Legends League. But looking at my previous tournament history, I feel fairly confident that at this point, I should have no issue staying in Legends League. So I now have a new goal that I'm going to propose to you guys. I think my next current goal is to start getting consistent keys, which would mean I would need to, at a minimum, get rank 13 through 15. So I think that's going to be my goal for the near future, is I would love to be able to consistently get keys, even if it's only 2 per tournament, because that gets me one more step closer to kind of unlocking some of this stuff in the vault that I really want to do. But that's going to wrap up tournaments. Let's go ahead and talk about the guild content. So first of all, shout out to This Is Sparta. You guys are freaking killing it. Love you guys. We're doing some cool stuff. So we're, getting our rewards. We're upgrading different things here. I've slowly been working on my fetch chip. I feel like this is probably still pretty good just in terms of the module shards, the reroll shards, the gems, etc. Even after the nerf, I think it is still pretty good. So I'm going to continue to kind of work on developing this. And actually, while we're here, why don't we just go ahead and upgrade the cooldown a little bit? There we go. We got 2 seconds down on our cooldown. That feels good. In terms of the store, at this point, I have pretty much everything purchased other than the Fancy Wires Relic, which gives you health regen, and the Tower Cosmetic. So, obviously, with anything in a store, in a shop, whether it's the events or the guild store, I think generally a really good idea is to try to maximize your cosmetics as quickly as you can, for the sake of getting those added coin multipliers. So I started with just getting the ones that have the highest coin multiplier, so the background first. Then I kind of worked through all of these and ended up saving the tower skin for last because it offers the least amount of coins. I should be able to get that once we get the 750 chest. And then after that, I'm going to buy the relic. And if I still have stuff after that, I'm going to work on gems and bits for my guardian. But anyway, guys, that is actually going to conclude today's video. But I am so excited for how this channel has been going. I'm so excited for how my tower's going. And I hope that all of your towers are going good too. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, consider dropping a like on the video, dropping a comment, letting me know your thoughts on the video or how your tower's going, stuff like that. And if you'd like to be able to see more of my content, feel free to subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell icon. I guess it'll send you guys like notifications whenever I post. So yeah, there is that. And last thing I want to touch on here is we have a Discord server with almost 1,000 members in it. Guys, welcome to Spartan's Tower Discord server. This is a server that I made a few months ago to basically build a community of like-minded people who love this game as much as I do. And we talk all sorts of things tower related. We have a useful links section with a whole bunch of tower resources for you guys. Shout out to JPlays for the Knowledge Hub. Shout out to Goose for making Goose made a tower respec template. Some very, very interesting resources in here for you guys. But feel free to join using the link down in the description below. It should be kind of towards the bottom. But we've got a ton of cool stuff in here. Players' questions. You can show off your different accomplishments for your tower, different things like that. We also have voice channels where I usually reside. We talk about all sorts of things tower related. And yeah, it's been a really cool kind of thing building up this community. And a lot of people in here have become friends that maybe wouldn't have become friends if they hadn't joined the server. So if you're not in the server, I simply have one question for you. What are you doing? Get in here. We're having a good old time. Hey, we're back at the tower. And anyway, that's going to wrap up today's video, but thank you guys so much for watching, and like always, I will see you guys later.